The wind howled outside the glass-paneled headquarters of Vortex Motors, a futuristic automobile company in Detroit, Michigan. Inside, tension buzzed through the air like electricity. Engineers, mechanics, and designers rushed around, their brows furrowed, their hopes dimming. The prototype of their revolutionary engine, the X-General Core, designed to run on hybrid electromagnetic pulses, had just failed its final trial. Millions of dollars had gone into the design. Months of sleepless nights. Dreams built on innovation now lay still like the lifeless machine on the test bench. CEO Richard Kane, a powerful, sharp-suited man in his late 50s, stood glaring at the wreck of his company's future. His pride, his ego, and his empire were all on the line. "Get this piece of junk out of my sight," he barked, slamming his fist on the table. "We launch in 3 weeks. If we don't fix this, Vortex is dead." None of the senior engineers dared to speak. None of them had answers. They knew what this meant: massive layoffs, collapsing stock, and for some, the end of their careers. As the silence grew heavier, the janitor, Robert Hayes, a humble, quiet man in his 40s, continued mopping in the corner. He'd worked here for years. No one noticed him, no one cared about the janitor. But today, he wasn't alone. Beside him was his daughter, Ellie, a girl of just 17, wearing a faded hoodie, her sneakers worn out, her eyes bright with curiosity. She had come with her father during school break. She always loved machines. While her father cleaned, she would often sit and observe the engineers from a distance. Today, she had been watching everything. Ellie tugged at her father's arm and whispered, "Dad, I think I know what went wrong." Robert looked down, concerned. "Ellie, not now. Let's just finish and go." But Ellie wasn't one to back down. "No, Dad. I need to try. Just 5 minutes." Without waiting for permission, she stepped forward into the circle of engineers. "Excuse me, sir," she said, her voice trembling as she looked up at Richard Kane. "I think I can fix the engine." The entire room fell silent. Then came the laughter. A CEO who commanded millions. A girl in worn-out jeans who mopped floors with her father. Kane raised an eyebrow. "Who are you?" "I'm Robert Hayes' daughter. My name is Ellie. I've read every paper published about the X-General Core. I've studied your blueprints. The energy dispersion system isn't failing, it's redirecting due to an unstable grounding loop. Your engineers designed it on paper, but no one adjusted for real-world torque resonance." The room blinked in disbelief. Kane stared. "You read our blueprints. I downloaded the public schematics from your tech talks. And I've been studying your failed test videos." A senior engineer stepped in, trying to save face. "Sir, she's just a kid. Probably misinterpreting things." But Kane held up his hand, staring into the girl's determined eyes. "All right, genius. I dare you, fix it. Right here. Right now." Everyone turned. Engineers stepped aside. Cameras in the room started recording quietly. They thought they were about to witness a child's foolishness. But what happened next would leave the world stunned. Ellie walked over to the engine. She grabbed a pair of gloves and pulled back her sleeves. Her hands moved fast, but carefully. She removed a panel, adjusted 3 coupling wires, then reached into her pocket and pulled out a tiny copper coil. "I made this in school," she said. "It acts as a passive stabilizer. I built it for a science fair. It fits perfectly into the grounding slot. You're modifying a multi-million-dollar prototype with a school project." One engineer gasped. Ellie nodded, sliding the piece into place. 5 minutes later, she stepped back. "It's ready." Kane gave a sarcastic nod. "Let's humor her. Fire it up." The lead engineer hesitated. "Sir, it could blow." "Do it." The room braced. Fingers hovered near fire extinguishers. Alarms were prepped. Then, the engine hummed to life. Smooth. Silent. Perfect. Lights on the console turned green, all of them. For the first time, the X-General core showed complete power balance across every sector. No errors. No shutdowns. No sparks. Just pure, efficient energy. The room erupted. Cheers. Shouts. Stunned silence turning into disbelief, then into celebration. Kane stood frozen, eyes wide. "This is impossible," he whispered. One of the engineers shook his head. "No, sir. It's Ellie's fix. She stabilized the magnetic resonance with a $2 coil." Kane looked at the girl standing before him, not just a janitor's daughter anymore. She was a visionary. A born engineer. He stepped forward, bent slightly, and extended his hand. "I was wrong about you," he said. "What's your full name?" "Ellie Hayes." "Ellie, you just saved Vortex Motors." Her father watched from behind, tears welling in his eyes. He had scrubbed floors his whole life. Worked through nights just to keep her in school. He never expected this moment to come so soon. Kane turned to the room. "Everyone, meet our youngest lead engineer. Effective immediately." Gasps again. "But she's 17. Someone whispered. Kane smiled. "Then we'll wait a year to make it official. Until then, she'll intern directly under me. Paid. Full scholarship. Anything she needs." Ellie blinked. I don't know what to say." Her father stepped forward, placing a hand on her shoulder. "Just say thank you, sweetheart." "No," Kane said. "We say thank you. Dash dash dash." A week later, news broke across the country. Greater than, teen girl saves billion-dollar company. Janitor's daughter becomes hero at Vortex Motors. 17-year-old fixes, impossible. Engineers in shock. TV interviews. Scholarships. Universities calling. And amidst it all, Ellie stayed grounded, always reminding people, "I just love machines." That's all. But behind the brilliance was also a story of humility. Of a father who never gave up. Of a girl who refused to believe that social status defined her abilities. Dash dash dash. 6 months later, Ellie stood on stage at a tech conference, speaking in front of thousands. "My name is Ellie Hayes," she said, smiling. "I'm the daughter of a janitor. But I'm also an engineer, an inventor, and a dreamer. I believe talent doesn't ask for permission. It just needs a chance." The crowd gave her a standing ovation. And in the front row, her father clapped the loudest, his heart full, his eyes proud. Because that day, the world didn't just see a genius. They saw hope. And they remembered, never underestimate the quiet ones in the corner. They might just change everything. Dash dash dash.